Louisiana Beer Reviews Rogue Dead Guy IPA. This was sent to me by Wayne in Pennsylvania. Thank you, Wayne. Now, I have a feeling we'll be able to find this in Louisiana, and it may be in Louisiana. I personally haven't seen it, though. This was introduced in 2023. It's a line extension to the Rogue thing. It's got some information on the side of the can. 7% alcohol, 69 bitterness units. They use two-row pale malt and 3 different hop varieties: Citra, Mosaic, and one with a B, Aroma hops, I think. I didn't write it down, but I have the link below, and you click and it shows the information. Oh, saying Citra and Mosaic, right, but they don't say the B word. I never heard of that. Aroma hops. Okay, established 1988, Rogue Brewing. I don't really see their beers much anymore. Occasionally I'll find at Santa's Private Reserve around the holiday season. Not often. A few places sell the honey kolsch, but it's rare. And every once in a while you'll find a Rogue Dead Guy Ale. Half the time, or more than half the time, it's far out of date. 10 years ago, there'd be bomber bottles of Rogue lined up on the craft beer store shelves. Canned on December 21st, 2022. So we're over a month into it. So introduced in 23, but actually canned in 22. So some people probably got some early release, late 2022 cans. They have bottles also, 12-ounce bottles and cans, and on draft. All right. Thick off-white head and a mostly unclear golden appearance. It's translucent, some light's coming through it, but that's it. Bubbles. There are a few video reviews. Rate Beer and Beer Advocate don't have enough check-ins to even have an average score, okay? Untapped at the time of this recording had like 526 unique check-ins. Not too many for them, and it was averaging out to 77 out of 100, which is what they would say very good. They use a different scale than Beer Advocate. I see some bubbles ascending. Steady, not fierce, but steady. Just a steady rate of ascending bubbles from throughout the glass. Slightest crickle crackle. All right, so let's check it out. The nose. It's like hop resins that come across almost like orange marmalade. Orange peel, orange marmalade. And the white bread crust like you get with these West-Coast IPAs. Now, I don't know if Rogue is made anywhere else but Oregon. Brewed Newport, Oregon. That's it. No satellite breweries that they're indicating. Taste Chaz. Just a standard type flavor. Good flavor. You got the pine oil from the hop resins, a little citrus, like I said, the orange marmalade, the marmalade. The white bread crust, the white bread, baked bread, and middle. medium body, a little bit of prickly carbonation, and a dry finish. Sweetness scale, 3 out of 5 sugar cubes, I think. Bitterness, it's probably going to build 69 bitterness unit. At the most, 4 out of 5 hop cones, okay, because it's not coming across too bitter. Nice lacing. I like when the bitterness units match the ABV. 6.9 out of 10, or 69 out of 100, and 7 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? 7. 7 and nearly 7. Stone IPA was like that, right? Like, what was it, 6.9% alcohol, 69 IBUs, something like that. Can't quite remember, 7 and 7. So, some of them are wacky, you know, they'd be like 9% alcohol and then like 35 IBUs. And you're tasting it and you say, it's fruity, but it's like a pale ale. It's definitely not an India pale ale as I reckon an India pale ale should be. And they just don't work out so well, and it's like they're misnamed. And if they would call it like a high gravity pale ale, let's say they call it a high gravity fruity tasting, yeah, a high gravity fruity tasting pale ale, I'll go along with that. But India pale ales should have some specific things. But I know other people are going to say, no, it's changed. It can mean anything. Right. And to many people, it probably does. But to me, it doesn't. It shouldn't. Is this up there with your Sierra Nevada IPA, Lagunitas IPA, which I've got some cans of that? Could do a taste challenge, but I don't really want to drink 2 beers and side to side, you see. You know, I mentioned Lagunitas, and it's in my head now. That's 6.2, right? This is very similar to that. And I never get tired of drinking Lagunitas IPA, bottles or cans. Never had draft, but never, ever grow weary of it. I was drinking one 2 days ago, and I was like, man, this beer is so good. Just doesn't get old. And this one, I think, could be a classic like that. Now, I need to start seeing it in Walmart, right? In those 12 packs. I got the Lagunitas IPA cans, 12 pack for less than $18 before tax. So a very good price per can for a wonderful product. And this is a wonderful product too. I think they did a great job. Now, I love Rogue Dead Guy Ale. It was my favorite beer. Is my favorite beer from the company. Now they're saying that one is a Doppelbock, but really a Doppelbock is supposed to be a lager, not an ale. But, you know, that's kind of like not really right. But the taste is all right, totally right, completely right, and almost perfectly right. And it's the same case here. The bitterness is building, and it's like a juicy bitterness. It really complements, the juicy complements the bitter. They kept saying, now on their website, they said they kept going back and forth with it. Like they kept trying it and then perfecting it and working on it. They wanted it to really be a big splash. They probably needed that because of the sort of dying away availability of it with so many small craft beer companies coming out. Some of which can do good beer. But you see a lot of the older class, which you say the third generation of craft beer, the first being the very early antediluvian craft beer companies like Anchor and Sierra Nevada, and then you had your your ancient craft beer companies, Boston Beer Company, Abita, there was one in Oregon, I think it was called Peak, something Peak. They did make it. Then you had the Wicked Pete's, Buffalo Bill with the pumpkin beer, Harpoon, Bell's, Shiner, Goose Island. But they weren't really national. We couldn't get theirs till the 20 teens. Bell's, Red Hook, Widmer Brothers, that was like the ancient, and then you had the medieval craft beer companies, and many of them are starting to fade away. So then you got the modern and postmodern. Those are the ones where the quality can be sketchy, and a lot of them are fly by night. The modern be like Gnarly Barley, Parish, Bayou Teche, and Port Orleans. I was trying to think of the other one. I can't think of it. Southern Prohibition, maybe, yes, be part of that. And then the postmodern, which will one day be the old school. All right, so score, 96. Yes, 96 out of 100, 9.6 out of 10, a wonderful product. And I am a member of the Rogue Nation, I'll admit that. You say, well, what does that mean? You can sign up for it. Anybody can be a member of the Rogue Nation. You sign up for it. Basically, you sign up to get newsletters and emails, like if you sign up for Johnny Walker Scotch. All right, so 9.6 out of 10, a fabulous product. I'm glad, because I was worried, like, I hope this thing isn't a sort of a disappointment, but it is hardly a disappointment. So, look, I got some more. I got to take a photo. So, Les Le Bon Temps Roulé, a fabulous beer. It's a festival from Oregon, and I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to Oregon during the summer and tour the Rogue Brewery, and I think it's a restaurant, also a restaurant.